Hello, it's Leslie, and this is another of your February 4-card class projects. So let's empty your envelope, okay? So that you should have a white oval and a mint macaron oval, okay? You should have your mint macaron base. Now yours will be scored, okay? And you're gonna want a pencil or something for this one. You just need to make a couple of tiny little tick marks, and you're going to need a way to score to get a nice neat fold. Okay, so for now, just tuck your designer series paper and your other pieces off to the side. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to measure on here. I'm going to just use, and I'm not sure you can see this, but I'm just going to use my grid paper here, and I'm going to measure over. I didn't bring a pencil, but I have a pen, and if I make a small enough mark, it won't matter. I'm going to make just a tiny, so I've turned it upside down. Okay, I've turned it upside down, and I'm going to measure across the top to 3 1/4. Okay, if it's easier for you, go over 1 inch from your fold, whatever you like to do. Then we're going to turn it so that the edge of the front, okay, so we've got our card this way. Here's our first little mark at the top. We're going to use this edge of the front, and we're going to put that corner at 3 1/4, and then we're going to mark down here. So I've got 2 tiny little marks, and you won't be able to see them when we're done. So if you used a pencil, you'll be able to erase them, but you won't be able to see them. So here's where you're going to need to get your trimmer or your scoring tool, whatever you're going to use. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to connect those 2 score marks in the track. So I have one lined up here, and now I got to wiggle this one just a little bit more until they're both right in the center of that track. You want to make sure that, and on mine, the scoring one has a bump in the middle and it's light gray. You want to score, not cut. Okay. If you do cut, it's not the end of the world. You can still make the card. It's just going to be a little trickier. Okay. All right. So you're going to just score that. All right. All right. Now, the next part is sort of the fun part. So I'm going to give this another good crease because it's not wanting to do that. All right, so you're going to, on that score line, you're going to just gently hold your finger here and just kind of pull up, just to help that fold want to go that way. All right, they don't always, so here we go. Okay, and you're going to give that a good crease. Now, my suggestion is to tack this down with a couple of glue dots or some strong adhesive. All right. You can, if you prefer, leave it loose, but it does tend to be kind of a pain. So I tend to glue that down like that. Okay. All right. Now we can start with these other pieces. So we have a piece of 3x3 shaded spruce cardstock, and that's going to go here. Okay. And then you have your square doily. That's going to go here. Okay. Like that. Don't worry about adhering these. We've got a sneaky trick, all right, that I think is going to work. And if not, we'll tuck some glue dots in places that hopefully won't show. But I think if you use enough of your gilded gems to hold them down, I think it'll be okay. All right, so then your designer series paper is going to go right down here at the bottom. All right. Whoops, went off the edge. See if I can get that to rub off. Yep, mostly. All right, so put this down here. Now you may have noticed that pretty much all of the designer series paper that I used for this class is from the Flower and Field Celebration Designer Series paper pack. It is my favorite. I would love it if they would bring this paper in for next catalog. I love this paper. Some people aren't. They say, oh, I'm not a flower person. Okay, but this is still really versatile paper. I love it. Okay, so let's put a little adhesive right here along the fold, and then I can choose one of my corners to add. Whoops, not with that one. That just ran out. I gotta fill it. Put in a refill. There, we'll put some down here. Okay, and maybe a little bit right there. That should get us the adhesive we need, because people may be pulling on this here, but it won't, you don't want any here. Okay, that's why I put that adhesive right along that edge. All right, so you may want to check your doily for any pieces that didn't come out. All right, so you may want to look around and see if there's any that need, I think I had 3 or 4. Whoops, there's one. So just some little pieces of that square vellum doily. All right. Now I'm going to put just a tiny bit. Where's my? Here, I've got one. Use my silicone mat. Ooh, can you see all that glue that I have to take off? So I'm going to put just a little bit right there in the center, because I'm going to put one of our biggest gilded gems there. So let's get this kind of centered. Fits just nice on that. Okay, so I'll kind of rub that and it won't show too much. Then we'll put the biggest one. Where's my take your pick tool? They get buried under things. So we'll take one of these biggest gems and put that right in the center like that. And then out here you can use, you have some small ones that I think I will put east and west. Okay, because I don't have 4 of the size that I necessarily want, so I'm going to put the small ones this way and the medium-sized ones up here. Okay, so that kind of highlights the design and helps hold that doily in place without worrying too much about adhesive showing. Okay, a little bit does, but that's okay. And if you want to skip that and just use those, that's also fine. All right. All right. So now we have our greeting, which we can add over here. So I'm choosing to use, oh, you can't read it because I didn't put the label on. Hang on. I'm going to use shaded spruce ink. And I'm going to use this Have a Lucky Day from the Itty Bitty Greetings. Now, if you aren't a St. Patrick's Day person, or you don't have somebody that necessarily celebrates St. Patrick's Day, use a different greeting. It's just a green card. Okay, and you could even, if you weren't going to use so many gold gems, you could even put 3 little ones down here and put your greeting up here to help hold that doily in place. That's another option that you have. Okay, so we're going to have this little have a lucky day right there. Hey, not bad. We're going to grab a sponge. And this one I am going to go pretty heavy-handed and lean my sponge in quite a bit because I want more of that green. I like shaded spruce as a green. It's very pretty. Okay, so we'll go a little darker at the edge, and then that shadow that leans in a little bit is lighter. Okay, there. Whoops. Have a lucky day. And I also like the way that shaded spruce and mint macaron work together really nicely. Let's see. This time I think we'll pop the greeting itself up and leave the other part flat. That's the one that's not. So this is the double oval punch. It's in the January to June catalog. And we'll just, now you could put this right on top, or if you feel like you want to use a little more of the space, you can offset it a little bit. All right. It's up to you. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and center it like that. But you could play with it. If you want to add any other gems, you could put a couple up here. You know, if you want to use your gems up, you could put, I might do big, medium, big. I might switch those around. But, you know, you could put a couple more up there, whatever you want to do. Okay, so there you go. A green card that can be St. Patrick's Day, or certainly doesn't have to be. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed these cards this month. And I hope especially if you're a loyalty card person, you will join me next month in March for 4 more great projects. If you're not a loyalty card holder, you can be. Just sign up for the March class and I will send your card to you. And after you have taken 4 of my 4 card classes, you will get the 5th one at half off. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.